Just doing a quick video for you guys today to show you how I did this gas piston setup on my tilt hood kit. This is a 20-inch piston with a 10-pound rating. I just put one on the passenger side here. Things to note, I'm about 5 inches from the back of the radiator valance, so about I think I'm technically 5 1/8 to the center line of that, and that's what, about an inch down or so, just towards the top there. And then up here, I'm about 10 inches from the center line of this bolt, the factory hinge bolt, to this guy. This bracket I took off that parts car Mustang I'm using for a donor. No reason you couldn't just put a little piece of angle iron here or whatever and get your ball studs. And make sure you get the right size ball studs for these pistons. They come in different sizes. This one's a 10 millimeter, but I think there's 8 millimeters as well. But make sure you get those. I also added a piece of angle iron on the back side here, because this is getting quite a bit of flex that I don't really care for. You can kind of see it there. This whole hood lip is flexing. So I might come back later and maybe weld this angle iron to this factory hood hinge bracket here. I don't know. As long as I'm careful with it, you know, and don't push it up too hard or let the wind catch it or something, I think I'm okay with this now. But if a guy's paranoid, you might do something. Also, if this were mounted a little bit lower, like if I use this piece of angle iron and flipped it around, put the ball stud on it, it wouldn't be quite as high up and probably wouldn't have as much leverage to twist on that. I'm not sure. Mileage might vary there, but and make sure you test how it fit. I mean, granted, I said mine was 10 inches from this center to that center, and you know, a little over 5 inches from the back of that. But this is trial and error. I drilled a hole here, and that didn't work out right, so I moved it forward 2 inches. I was just kind of guessing. In this piece, I used some vice grips and clamped it on there and opened and shut the hood. The one thing to watch for is the clearance that you have when this piston closes. It needs to close down and still have a tiny bit of a gap, you know, and not bind up on that. So they can get focused here. Because then it's got to go this way again when the hood closes. So test fit that before you start drilling holes. But it does work well. On the 56, at least on mine, when I didn't have this piston, when the hood opens up, the hood lip there will actually hit the V8 emblem on the grill. So I've gave myself about 2 inches of clearance that's being held up by this piston here. But otherwise it closes well. I thought about putting 2 pistons on it, but it's somewhat harder to open now, because when the hood's shut, you've got to pull it forward and you're pulling against these pistons when I do that. So, and one's obviously holding it up plenty, so I guess there's really no reason to put 2 on there anyway. And I'll try to remember to put the link to the piston that I bought in the description below. But again, it's 20 inches with a 10-pound rating, and again, make sure you get the right ball studs. My particular ones were 10 millimeters, so get those as well.